halfway home in the first race.
Riles just pulled. Something's happened to Riles' car. Oh no, they're the lappers. Sorry.
Yeah, we've got we've got Lee Nicolau and Andrew Fisher here that are going to go back a lap in a second. So blue flags will more than likely be getting shown soon. So with a bit more dust around today.
McNally's sneaking up there too, making in some good times.
So there's the damage to McLeod and Jeremy Gray.
Cam Wilson on the charge. He's caught up to the back.
You see Oakland's built down the doors of Jeremy Gray as well. So Bruce Oakland's throwing some money at him for this weekend.
Good on him.
And he's also got his two sons here, Jeremy Gray, one of which just broke his femur in a motocross accident.
Wouldn't be fun.
Second time he's done it.
Might get a new hobby.
I reckon he's still come out to watch that race. They've spent the week hanging in the croc park.
No.
Oh, there goes Cam Wilson. He was fighting with Jeremy Gray, who we were just talking about.
He was on for a PB too, so he's just thrown that away.
What a shame. Now we've got teammates here, Cetus Racing. We've got the Mango Credit Union Ute. It's an ex-Nathan Pretty Ute, but it's being driven by David Cetus, who finished top 3 in Perth for the weekend. He's behind his teammate Jeremy Gray, doing a good job hanging on to 8th. Craig Dontis, who was really balked at the start of the race behind the damaged Nathan Pretty car. Let's
Cam Wilson up the inside. Just can't get it done.
That's the difference between Chris Pither making a move like that stick.
Yeah.
And some of the other guys who maybe just grabbed that middle pedal a bit too hard and around comes the rear. Pither not really getting away from the leaders here.
About half a second.
Trying. 6/10. Back to Royal Harris, his teammate Chris Walton in 3rd. And this is much better stuff from the defending series champ after being nowhere in Perth. We expected him to bounce back here. He was on the podium last year. Coincidentally, it was David Cetus who took the round win here last year. And there's Peter Ward, our New Zealand visitors, helping a fellow countryman through there, and also staying wide for a couple of Queenslanders too. McNally swings past.
Marjoram.
And again, there is Kim Jane, like we mentioned earlier, started 11th. He got as high as 3rd at one point, and unfortunately just lost one spot there. But not a bad start at all for Kim the Assassin Jane. And I think, given the fact that the Erebus cars have been really lacking for speed all weekend long, they'll be pretty happy just to have all 3 cars inside the top 10 at the moment.
It's a good place to be with the inversion draw coming up. You want to be 8th. You know that's going to be somewhere between 8th and 16th for the reverse grid. So
coincidentally, it's Danny Bazadzik who's currently 16th. He'll take a front row start.
Yeah, that'd be cool. We'd see some action.
You would mind that.
Got a panel shot. He's not worried.
Now I see just looking at the fellas about to hold out the bad sportsmanship flag. Can't see which car that's for.
Some blocking going on.
There's been a fair bit of unsporting behaviour going on in this race, but it is the Utes after all. We don't mind seeing these guys go at it. Here's Peter Burnett, who's trying to find him in the list behind Hansford back in 14th and 15th. Not bad, actually.
George Madicky's got himself up to 13th after that disastrous first corner.
Well, you know what, with the inversion...
I mean, the inversion, he's just got to pray for the inversion now, hasn't he? And if he gets a front row start, gets up there somewhere, he can salvage something out of the weekend.
Well, it's exactly what Royal Harris did, really, in Perth, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly what he did.
Just made the most of the inversion. It is a half points race, but it also sets the grid for race 3. So if you can hang in tough in race 2, then your weekend is not lost.
You just got to treat it like one big long race and try and get to the finish.
So remember Andrew Fisher and the Jesus Racing Ute out of sequence with the rest of these guys after having to come in and pit after making contact with Adam Marjoram.
Adam Marjoram cut down a tyre on Marjoram's...
Dontis has a problem here. Craig Dontis falling backwards through the pack. I just saw a couple of guys go past him. He was inside the top 10 and he's falling backwards at a rapid rate of knots here, Craig Dontis. So bad news for one of the Erebus cars. The other 2 Erebus cars are right here. So Adam Marjoram gets around his teammate.
He's got the indicator on, letting know all the boys that he's got an issue.
Tell you what, Marjoram's done a good job to salvage top 5 here. McLeod, who had a ripping round in Perth, nearly got himself onto the podium.
He did, big turnaround. He said he went and did some testing and just tried a lot of different little setup tweaks with the car. Found something that he liked.
He took me for a hot lap yesterday after the race meeting.
Good.
It was very cool. My first chance to really get a taste for just how honest, I was actually taken aback by it. It had a bit more lateral grip than I probably gave it credit for.
Yeah, the only thing it doesn't have going for it is the weight of the car. So
saying that Peter Burnett's having a pretty good race here, and unfortunately he's thrown it off. Maybe turn 5, I think that was. Rejoined at turn 6 in the hairpin. Man, how about these front tyres screaming away?
They're howling.
They've got a long way to go yet this weekend.
The car's so heavy, they run a lot of tyre pressure in the front of the tyre just to stop the sidewall from caving in. So the things are blowing up just to support the weight.
2 laps to go for Chris Pither, looking to repeat what he did in 2013 by winning the first race of the weekend. That all-purpose pest control unit is actually very handy.
McLeod's having a look, just showing Kim he's got a bit more pace than him at the moment.
Which is impressive given the state of that bonnet. That can't be helping.
A good thing, a little bit more air around the engine.
Okay, what happened to Peter Burnett? That was gone.
Just outbraked himself going in there.
Very early up to where Craig Lowndes started that little grass fire earlier, but tell you what, he just kept his foot planted.
Matt Mingo was out there.
The Renko unit's consolidating some good points here, but, I mean, really...
Pither's nearly 2 seconds down the road now.
This is just good news for Royal Harris. He's going to extend that points lead, although not a bad effort from Adam Marjoram to consolidate as well. 5th for him will be a little haul of points.
It shows the form that Chris is in, you know. He's really developed as a driver. He's fast in the Dunlop series. We're going to get a yellow out of this. It should be out of the way. Maybe local yellow.
How disappointing is that?
And the green there. So there'll be a yellow flag at the point before and green as soon as we come onto the straight. Shouldn't affect our race. We should be able to run green all the way to the end here. Give us 1 lap to go.
That'll be the second DNF for the season for Craig Dontis. Also have one at home.
Bit of action back there. Who's fanned out?
That looks like Jeremy Gray.
Jeremy Gray's fanned out. McLeod right up on the tailgate of Kim Jane now. Okay. Is he going to pull out and have a look?
Under brakes, here he goes.
He's having a look. I don't think he's going to get it done.
Ooh. Jane was right on the edge there. That's the corner where he went upside down a couple of years ago. Back when we used to have the tyre barriers down there, or bundles.
Jane's in a good place here. 7th position. He knows he's going to make the inversion no matter what. I've just been bringing it home.
He's a mechanic for Lucas Dumbrell Motorsport during the races. Even gets down there in the pits.
He does.
So helps out, and then he helps in this car. So double duties of a different sort for the as-build Commodore driver, Jared McLeod. But it's the all-purpose pest control wildcard unit of Chris Pither that has a handful of corners remaining.
Nice job.
It's going to win on return.
Tidy.
Just like he did in 2013, would you believe?
Driving it on the throttle. Not a lot of wheel work. Just looking after the tyres.
Through the last corner, the all-purpose pest control wildcard driven by Grant Johnson in the last round gets handed over to the fast Kiwi, the 2011 Series champ. And the man who won the first race in 2013 repeats the dose in 2015. He beats his Matt Stone Racing teammate, and Crispy's still got it.
Still got it, mate. Not even a sweat. Look at that.
Nice stuff.
Saturday afternoon drive.
Royal Harris doing a good job second. Big bank of points for him. Walton third. Nice work for the Queenslander defending champ.
Kim Jane, the big mover.
Yeah, Jane up 5 spots to 6, but lost a few towards the end of that race. Marjoram second in the points and gets a few back as well here. But, I mean, really, Royal Harris.
Madiki gets back up to 11th after that disaster, so...
Who knows? It might just be 11 that comes
if it does,
the draw,
it'll be on. Good job to recover. Really good job.
He'd love that, wouldn't he? Let's check out how they finish. It's Chris Pither who takes a comfortable win, 2 seconds up. So
it's a big margin in ute racing.
It's a nice clean move to get that job done as well. Royal Harris finishes second, Chris Walton third. You know what? When we check out the highlights shortly, we'll see one thing, that Chris Pither...
Cam Wilson back up to 10th.
Probably a bit lucky to win this one. We'll have a bit of a look at that soon because George Miedeke, who was the other side of the story, finished 19 seconds off the pace. Did a good job to recover to 11th. So that was intense racing, and we'll have another 2 races for these guys throughout the weekend. Let's